Friday. It's New Life for Jen, or Jen. My YouTube channel name is candj1977. Today is Friday, and I am your Friday vlogger here on Back2BasicsWLS. This week's topic is nighttime eating. More or less, do you have this issue? If you do you give yourself a cutoff time at night to stop eating? And more or less any ways that you know of to keep yourself from eating after that hour. I will say that nighttime eating is one of the things I've dealt with that's been very hard for me in my whole life. I stay very active during the day, and most of the time into the evening till about 7, 8, and that's when my day slows down. And it seems to me that any time that I actually have to physically think about food is when I think that I'm hungry. Not that I am hungry physically, but my mind will tell me I am starving, even though I know I am not. Some of the things I experienced before surgery, and it's starting to come back more now. And I think it's just because I am going to bed maybe a little hungrier because of my restriction level. But before surgery, I was not just a nighttime eater, but a late night eater. I would go to bed 10, 11 o'clock. I would get up at 2 or 3 in the morning to either let my dogs out or whatever else may be needed. And at 2 or 3 in the morning, I would eat. And it was usually crap food I was eating. Cookies, cake, junk food. I'd be eating at 2 o'clock in the morning. I would eat it and go right back to bed. And sometimes I wouldn't even remember doing it. I would wake up the next morning and either find the wrapper by my bed or whatever, more or less giving me the hint that I was up eating at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I have noticed that in the last couple months, I have done it a couple times, and other times I've just fought it and went to bed. Now, I don't really know if that's because maybe I physically am hungry, and I don't know. Distinguishing physical and emotional hunger for me can be very hard, because I think my mind is so strong with my cravings that it will physically make my stomach growl. So I've just got to really pay close attention into how long it was before my last meal, if there's a chance that I might be hungry. Did I finish, my full 4 ounces of protein and my cup of food that I should have per meal? So, I don't know. It's a struggle for me for nighttime eating. So some of the things that I've been doing, especially now more often because I feel it's getting worse, I try not to eat after 8 p.m. Now that it's summer, our hours in our household have changed. Kids are outside till 9, 10 o'clock at night playing, so sometimes dinner is really late. So the hours in the summertime switch for us, and all of our meals seem to go later than what they are during the school years. We're more on track and more scheduled during the school year. So right now I try not to eat after 8 p.m. Some of the things I do to try not to eat after 8 p.m. I like to do my exercise in the evenings. Before I had my back restriction stuff, I would do mornings and evenings. Since then, I just now do pretty much light walking in the evening, or I like to bike ride. Whatever I can do with the limitations of my back at that time is what I try to do, and it's in the evening. So I will purposely put that off until at that time, especially now that it's warmer. It's better to do it at 8 anyway, because I like doing my exercise outside. I don't like being in the gym. I don't like being confined to an area. I like to be outside when I exercise. I don't care if it's snowing or if it's 100 degrees. I prefer being outside. So I try to save my nighttime exercise for after that time so that it's giving me something to do. If I keep my mind off food, I'm more than likely not going to nighttime eat. I just keep myself busy if I find that, you know, I really, really feel like I need to eat something, I will force myself to drink 20 ounces of water, or, you know, a bottle of water before I make that decision to see if I can curb it with water. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on how stressful my day was, on where my mindset is, you know, if it's emotional eating. It depends on just really how hard that craving is. So then there's giving in. I would say 80% of the time when I give in, I'll have a cheese stick or some pepperoni slices or a better choice. But there's times that I, you know, make a bad choice. I'll have a cookie or ice cream or things of that nature. Now, I do that more often now in maintenance than I did in the losing phase. I did not do that in the losing phase. I literally would just eat my 3 meals a day, and very rarely did I even snack in the losing phase. So that's my thing on nighttime eating. I am sorry I don't have the cure-all answer to this, and I'm very, very interested to see what other suggestions or how people deal with it, because it is hard. And I wanted to say that I live in a household where I can't control everything that's in the house. You know, I have 3 kids, I have a husband, none of them are on a high protein, low carb diet. So at any time there's crap in my house. So I have to put a lot of self-control into not giving in to some things, because there's always bad foods in my house. And I can't remove all of that, because I do have to let my other 4 family members live their life without being constricted to the diet that I have. So for all of you that can control your house, you know, your refrigerator, and only put good foods into it, man, I wish I would have that kind of, not easy road, because you could still go and get bad foods, but it would be so much easier if you could control everything that was in your refrigerator and pantry just to be WLS friendly foods. Because I would feel sometimes that it would be harder for me to make a bad choice if I didn't have foods in my home that were just for me, you know, instead of for my whole household. So don't think you're alone to all these, you know, moms out there that have little ones and snacks. And I mean, it's hard. It takes a lot of self-control to not give in to that stuff, because it is in your home. And I have not allowed certain things to come in anymore, and my family knows that. So if I do bring it in, it's on a special occasion, or there's just certain trigger foods for me that I've totally taken out. And luckily my mother-in-law lives across the street, so if they're in desperate need of cookies or chocolate or candies like that, they go over to Grandma's house and get it. I can't keep cookies of any kind in the house. I can't keep cakes or Danish or pastry kind of stuff in the house. And just like chocolate bars or stuff like that, I can't keep in. I'm okay with ice cream. Sometimes I give in, but that's always in my freezer. You know, we have Pop-Tarts, we have cereal, we have Little Debbie cakes, we have all that stuff. I'm okay around those kind of things. Sometimes I'll eat it just to give in because I want something sweet, but my trigger foods are cookies, cake, Danish pastry, chocolate bars, that kind of stuff. So that kind of stuff I have totally taken out of our household. But sometimes you can't eliminate everything. And sometimes you can't have a perfect pantry and refrigerator that's WLS friendly due to, you know, you have kids, and, you know, I have a son that's going to be 9 in September, and he's like 55 pounds. He's little. He's little. Why should I deny him Little Debbie cakes once a day when he's little? So I don't know. It's hard. And any suggestions you guys could give to the nighttime eating issue, I would love to hear them, because I deal with this daily. And it just depends on the stress of the day, I think, on how hard those cravings become in the evening. So that's my response. I'm sorry I'm not a whole bunch of help. Maybe just so others know that you're not alone and that I struggle with this too. But talk to you guys next week. Love you guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.